In the football career, you go through a lot ups and downs and a lot of difficult moments. And let's say the ones that suffered most, are family. Fucking hell. They see your good moments, your bad moments, your good side, your bad side also. But they always stand by you.
More than his 70 league goals. Training ground. To ask him the questions, the footballing. Recently, Roy Keane criticised your mentality. How do you respond to that?
He can criticizing me, not a good captain, that I'm not a good player for the club. It's okay. That's when people lie about things. I even asked Ole, his number 2.
To understand somebody, I always think your career, when I track the journey of where you've come from and how you continually were promoted and pushed.
Any moment in the game with no fear at all. And this is probably the best times in my career between Infesta. I stayed probably a year at Infesta and Boavista got me straight away.
There should be a button just down below here. It's quickly up and up and up and up. And that was one of the remarkable things I noticed when I looked at you starting playing at 5 years old, getting promoted to an older team, and then quickly, almost in all the clubs, I'm looking at when you were 17. And at Udinese, you met a guy called Francesco. I can't pronounce.
It's the moment I need to show myself. But he was like, you don't. You show. That's why we bought you. And to be honest, I was on the edge of coming to Watford. At the edge of the transfer window, they just bought me, and obviously they had a big squad with a lot of players, and they were like, "We're gonna send you to Watford. You're gonna be there playing for them." Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, "That is looking to other players." And in my head was like, "Have I done something wrong? I've not showed my full potential. Have I not shown that I'm good enough to be in this team?" And I don't know why. In the middle of all this thought, the sporting director called me again and says, "Bruno, you can't go anymore." We were so happy that the environment was very, very good.
As a young man, when you're this age, you're 18.
Player, I was like, I want to be on the top clubs. I want to play for the big clubs. I
think you could?
Yeah, always. I never doubt.
And you returned to Portugal and signed a 5-year deal with Sporting in a deal worth reportedly 8.5. And what I read as well is that Tottenham were interested in you at that time.
Yes, because I wanted to play in the Premier League.
Why?
Because for me, it's the best league in the world. It's the most competitive one. Obviously, Tottenham at the time was the option I had, and I was very, very happy to join them because they showed me what we're going through. The manager that was there at the time, they also really wanted me. It didn't happen, and for bigger reasons, I guess. And then in January, I got the call that I was hoping.
I know you grew up watching people like Cristiano Ronaldo play for this club, and I think when he first played for Portugal, you were in a heyday of Manchester United, the Sir Alex Ferguson era as well. So why Manchester United? And can you zoom me in? If I'm a fly on the wall when you get that phone call from your agent, I guess, that Manchester United are in, I can see this.
Get the call from my agent. I knew things were going on and everything, but after what happened with Tottenham, I didn't want to put my focus on transfer windows. And I never did it in every step of my career that I've changed club. I always said to my agent to lose the focus of what I'm doing to something that I can't control. And after the Tottenham thing, I was like even more, because obviously I was basically done. And then all of a sudden, last day, agreement already, everything. So it's just on your side now to say, I've never expected after everything that happened with Tottenham, I would have got the chance to come to the Premier League again. And having the chance to come to the Premier League with Man United it's like 100% of the dream complete. Probably the best version of myself as a player, where I improved so much in that 2.5 years. But then was like the dream of playing for the Premier League to go and do the next step.
And when you joined Man,
is probably professional-wise, I think I put
club was 7th in the Premier League when you joined, and it was going through a time of turbulence. You knew that Manchester United wasn't the most stable club in the world, but you chose to come here.
I still believe that. And obviously, it can take time. It's taking more time than I thought, yes, of course. But at that time, I had too many dreams in my head, and they still are here. And still a lot of things that I want to achieve.
The Carrington before, and actually going to the grounds and actually sitting in the hospitality lounge and waitresses coming over to me and talking about when Sir Alex Ferguson was this feedback, because it highlighted how
not the place where you want to work for. You notice that you don't want to be the CEO of a company that has trash everywhere.
Yeah.
And so why wouldn't you greet the person that takes care of you, takes care of your place to look so...
Ive is the famous Apple designer that designed all the Apple products that we know and love. And he said, it's very hard to feel care. He goes, but everyone can feel when someone didn't care. You go to a restaurant and they didn't care. Small things. He goes, but it's like he's...
And I think, touching this point, I was talking about cleaners. My mom she was cleaning houses for work. So I never wanted the people that were cleaning the house to treat my mom not in the right place. Obviously, I want you to clean. I want you to put things in place. I want, arrange that or put this in place. No. If they want something, they can make them make it. Not like, oh, you do it. No, just explain them how to do it. The people that work with me, it comes a lot because of my background of not like it to see my mom, because I was not in the houses, obviously. I don't know if they treated well or not. My mom never said to me that any of the people that she...
Like, my siblings were born in Manchester. I was saying to you before, I was born in Botswana in Africa. And United fans, I very quickly became a Manchester United fan. I remember like 3-4 years old. And then as soon as I could, when I was 18, I moved Ferguson's era to this sort of period of transition to where we are now. And it's my observation, my honest... people often talk about Ed Woodward's... I'm not gonna try and stitch you up in any way or get you to talk about anything in particular. I'm just expressing my opinion. Pitch. I felt the culture was a bit confused because it didn't seem like it seems now, where it seems like there's this really strong central agreement around the value. Like we had signed players because they were famous or big, but not because they fit. And I feel when I look at the club now, I go, oh, these guys kind of fit. And whoever's doing recruiting is thinking about...
club, but you never know it until you bring it to the club. I think sometimes you can see it. And I think is there players that I think the club... by the behavior they have on the pitch or the behavior they have on social media whatsoever, you can see if they will be a fit for the club or not. And United that does have qualities. But if you can add the qualities to the character, that's a win-win. Because the qualities will be moments that the quality won't be as good as you want, because players go through periods that sometimes they play very good, sometimes they play very... Everything is bringing people, first of all, that want to be a Man United to play for Man United, not to be a Man United just because it's a big club. They want to be here because this is the club they think and they really understand that they joined the most in the Premier League. So character in a football club is more important than the quality, because the quality you always gonna...
And so he shook his hand. He said, welcome to Manchester United. And that's a different way of recruiting. He's not testing if he can kick a ball well. He's testing...
Players that didn't work, yes. But I think we're more the ones that worked than the ones that didn't. And the ones that didn't work, I haven't seen many of them coming out and talking bad about the club or about the manager whatsoever. Yeah, it's difficult to be there and don't play when you thought, oh I'm going to play because they're paying this amount of money for me, I'm going to play. Then you get there, you don't play. Of course it's difficult. But what I've seen is that they build...
on their Instagram stories when they don't play, their brother, sister posting, my brother's social media nonsense going on. I guess my question is that something the club has done? Have they sat you down and said, stop the social media stuff? Or is it people together?
I think it's a little bit both, but it's on the team, with the agents, with the families, whatsoever that speaks out and says something. Because I think it's also on the players to make the families and something that is going to be good for me, but maybe has repercussions on other people. And I don't want them to do that. So my parents never spoke. My brother never spoke. My sister never spoke when I wasn't playing. Let people make noise, let people talk. It doesn't matter what they say. I know for my mom, for example, she suffers a lot with this, and I say, take it in, don't care, pray at your saints like you do to me all the time, and make sure they do the right...
Any different? I can't tell. As far as I'm aware, you support them all. And that's how it should be, I think. If you've got a problem, I think as, player, you should go tell them, but we shouldn't know.
Another thing, the other one, another thing. And for me, that's good. Because they believe that I'm capable of doing different things that I was doing before.
As the captain, do you go have a chat with them?
No, I do whatever they want me to do. If they think is the best thing for the team, I'm going to do it. Either I agree or not, believe it more, it needs to be changed or not. I'm not going to go to the manager and ask them to change formation, the way they play. If they ask me, I give my opinion. If they don't ask me, I don't say anything.
Managers you've had...
For me, look, through my career, so I don't think that you then should change the way you behave with them. You should probably approach them in different ways. I believe in...
Are there some that you won't shout at as much?
I treat all of them the same. We train imagine, let's see, during the week we train this. and we have seen images of this. We know what we've been a full week preparing the game for this. This we need to know how to do it. Then if you can make a pass, or you can make a goal, or you can make a tackle, that's different. That's say like being scared of saying things to him, and the other one like because he's younger.
Table, and then this year back up to third. I'm wondering, as a fan, when things get bad,
we'll have a chance of pushing ourselves into positions we want to be. And this, let's say this season has been that case because we struggle. Obviously, we didn't change manager because of results, because was something different with the club, that they felt that the trust between them was broke, or was just going to be a process. But we're going to go through this. It's going to be good and bad times, but we're going to go through this. Obviously, then the club decided that it was time to part ways, and you started from zero for results. And you went to the end of the season and you finished third. And you finished doing probably in the time Michael was here till the end of the season, till now, is we probably the team that has made stands. When you come in after a break, you understand that you and the base that has been in this club from the time he played till the time he managed, and then he left. So he knows the club. He knows how the club wants to play,
which is great news. But what is, if you had to describe him to me as a leader and a manager, how is he different?
Gives you a good way of going to the game with a good peace of mind, but with a lot of responsibility. Because I think from the time he was here with Sir Alex, he gave a lot of responsibility to the players to make decisions and to make choices on the pitch that have to be on you. He gives you the base, and they come and they play 3-5-2. And then you go like, oh, and now the manager can't be on the sideline telling you where to press, where to go. So as a players, have the foundation, have the base, have the rules, non-negotiables, and we get into the half time, and then the manager will give us the message that he wants to give, or whatever he has seen that we need to do differently in a way of getting a better result from the pressure. And I think that's what he gave to us, the calmness, and the way he prepares games was very good. I can help you where the space is going to be. And I think that the most important thing for a player is knowing where space is going to be. You need to know where spaces are to then play with it. You know that they have two strikers, so we need to have three people in the back. Two of them mark, one of them stays behind. So this is the good shot, the good decision, because I'm not going to be in your head in that moment. In your head, it's going to be the ideas I gave you. And some of them will be good, some of them will won't.
Play is interesting because when I was looking at a bunch of your quotes over time, but also how I think about business, you are a player that takes more risks than most people. And we talk a lot about failure in business and how you have to increase your rate of failure to get better outcomes. But you're a player that is not shy of taking a risk. And you play in a way where you sometimes lose the ball out this, because the way you play means that sometimes you're going to lose the ball, more so than other players. I'd argue even more so than some of the previous midfielders we've had, like Carrick, who would often choose a more safe option than trying to play it through a thin gap. What's your attitude?
You need that. It has to be one of your main skills, to take risks, to do things that the game demands from you, and to make sure that your teammates in the front get the ball in the position. You're going to end up bubbling. And we talk like, for example, let's say Man City. There is a team that let's say Guardiola, Tiki-Taka, all these things. De Bruyne, Mahrez will be the ones that taking the risks on a 1v1.
Has the manager ever told you to take less risk?
Success rating of shots on target, shots off target, and goals. Get more into these positions to then make your shot.
Into what positions?
Let's say close to the box.
Proved, but then the results don't come back. And most of the time, the creative pitch and the offer is fine. The problem at all. And this is why so much budget gets wasted. LinkedIn Ads, who are a sponsor of this podcast, lets you reach them specifically by job title, seniority, company sign on ad spend across all major ad networks. Give them a try at linkedin.com/diary. Keep this to yourself. Terms and conditions apply. Of all the things,
more than often, you wanted me to be one of these two, to help here, to help these two midfielders to build up. And to get this guy higher in a position when he can be in the
left.
This was the left 10, let's say, but he wanted me.
We're going to make you, unfortunately, we're going to make you blue just so we can see which one you are.
Okay.
Okay.
So in this one, when I played here, many times he wanted me here because they were pressing, let's say, 3 against 3. And he wanted me to come and do the overload, open up these ones a little bit more, get this one more offensive. Normally it was Luke Shaw. And as a fullback, he was used to playing this ball. He wanted me here.
Ruben did?
Yeah. and make this line of 3 10s. Then, for example, with the Ole, I was playing,
Okay, go across.
and sometimes you wanted me to do this and get the ball here or here to passes and to make the switches to the wingers. I think change. I think running, fighting, tired, and I got
doesn't
injured,
look like it.
unfortunately. Oh,
But how does that happen? Because I watched
about this the other day also and the nutritionist about like genetics, how you treat yourself and everything. Extras. If I feel that the training wasn't like enough, let's do something else. Let's do some shots. Let's do some crosses to someone. Let's training, shooting practice or last third be the last 20 minutes of the game. Your brain is not going to work in the same way it was working. So you need to be able to train your body and your brain when they are tired. And
as fans from the outside, we wonder how Maguire takes that, how Harry reacts to that, but also what that means to you.
Of the club, because he had decided to change the captain and he wanted me to be the one to lead the team from now on. Obviously, but you don't dream about being the captain, like of your club. And I think the second thought was like, this is going to be tough on Harry. And the first person that I spoke with after I got out of, because Harry, when he was the captain, we always make decisions together also, because I was one of them. And that hasn't changed now, because every time I have to do or take some decisions for the team, I speak with certain players, and Harry is one of them.
Have more, all of them have 7. And you've also won Sir Matt Busby's Player of the Year award for the 5th time, the most.
But it was not something that was in my head, because in my head is always improving my last season and getting better numbers, better outputs, better performance, and was never 18, 19, 20 or whatsoever. But obviously, when you start getting close, you start thinking about
hours or being even better is more and more talk. And, I think especially because of this, people are talking even more about Bruno Fernandes group chat, and we're watching the game. We're willing you to. Dad prepared you. I wanted to clear something up because it was on my mind, and I imagine it's frustrating for you, which is when your words are twisted in the media. And recently, Roy Keane criticized the exact opposite. You were being self-critical of yourself and saying you should have passed the ball instead of shot because you wanted the best for your team. And so, interestingly, because I've spoken to so many of your players, how do you respond to that? Like, how do you deal with that when you hear it and you go, "That's not what I said"?
To anything or whatsoever. People have an opinion. They think it's good, bad, whatever. Either you saw some other interview, or you can't say that I said one thing that I've just not said. And for everything is always said. I've never ever had something to say. I've never. Just this is like, it goes a little bit over the top of the things that I think are acceptable. I accept the criticism. I accept that he can say things that I don't like, make their own words on what I said, and it's not true. He can criticizing me, killing me, say that I'm not good enough, that I'm not a good captain for him, that I'm not a good player for the club. I wanted to get the assist record, or get the goals record, or get the player of the season, or get being better than anyone else. No, Bruno wants the club to be successful. Bruno wants the club to win trophies, and that's all Bruno wants. I accept his criticism. I accept that he
from my view, is how you are as a human being, and that's the side that not many people get to see. The caring, compassionate, supporting, demanding at the right times. But yeah, I think for me that is by far and away probably your best quality. It's what
respect he gives everyone around him that says everything about his character. And I feel like I've been lucky to spend a number of years with him and around you every single day. He's the type of player who makes people around him.
We love you, Capitano. I mean, I had so many more, but we just don't have the time.
And you picked some people that I'm very demanding on them, as being probably the players that have been more time with me. Tom is probably up there with Harry, Luke, Diogo, and say about me as a player is more what they say from me as a person.
Like what all your colleagues and the players you play with said to me as well, because I've done this before, and people will say, "Oh, he's a great player, he's amazing, whatever." But what was consistently true in the Middle East, the big offer that we're hearing for a contract that was worth reportedly 200 million.
I haven't fulfilled my dreams here, at this club.
Was that a conversation you had with your
decision by myself? Because obviously moving around nowadays with 2 kids has a lot to say. I'm the most richest person in my hometown. I want to live my dreams. Your good moments, your bad moments, your good things, your bad things, your good side, your bad side also. But they always stand by you. So that's the most important thing you can have in life. Probably getting too much or feeling too big. She's always also very, very tough on me to make me understand that's all the things to improve. Probably that's why I chose her and she chose me in a certain way. Affection one, the one that likes hugs, that likes. She's through her life. She had many things going on, and she built this thing around her that she doesn't need much love or whatsoever. But is there many moments where she has a lot from me in the terms of being very strong and very
Man United fan, and hearing that you have gone through this very tumultuous period with the club where you could have gone, where you've had many offers from many people to go and do something else. And you've held myself and all of my friends that are Man United fans and the Manchester United fan base. I just wanted to say a huge thank you. Loyalty is increasingly rare these days in football because people are often thinking about how you treat other people. And you've taught me a lesson about responsibility in my businesses, in my relationships, and in my life. And I think this is a really important lesson because then you keep on going. You keep on going. You keep on fighting. You don't give up. You don't quit. And it's so great that the captain of the biggest club on earth has those values and puts those values before other things that might tempt
everyone. I think really, really deserve to be back to the glory days.
In the tour with a couple of them during the American. And one of the things they said to me is that when they arrived in the club, there wasn't structure. A couple of them had said to me,
I think was first of all was important because, as you said, not that we didn't have a structure, but it was very difficult for players to understand where they had to go to talk in a successful team. At the same time, I think you brought someone in that knows what are the values of the club. And I think that's the main thing and the most important thing, that the club brings people in that are important to have someone that in the full process will know always where you want
any club in the Premier League, and that's statistically accurate. For this to continue on and to continue going forward, obviously the summer is going to be real podcast where the last guest leaves a question for the next guest, not knowing who they're leaving the question for. And the question that's been left for you is, if we sat here in 5 years' time, and the 5 years...
That's one of the gold ones too with my national team, of course. Let's say that's my... Because... not many players get to do that, like representing this is when you represent your people, when you represent your parents, your brother, sister, wife, kids. This is...
Yeah. And I very much believe that Manchester United has now the potential to go and challenge for these trophies here because of all the hard work that has been put in by many people in this club, but also because of your loyalty. You've shown tremendous loyalty, unbelievable character, you've shown humanity, and you've set an example for the club when we were at our weakest, when we needed someone to do that the most. It's all well and good doing it when everything's great. It's video is the perfect video for you. It's different for everybody looking right now. Check this video out, and I bet you... So do you treat players differently on the pitch? Because